What is up, guys? Inazilla back again today with another video. Today we're going to be talking about potential movesets for Gigantamax Venusaur. We know Gigantamax Charizard's already been out since like the beginning of the game. It's like, in fact, one of the main characters of the story's main Pokemon, Gigantamax Charizard, you know, Leon. Anyways, yeah, with the release of Isle of Armor, that makes Gigantamax Venusaur and Gigantamax Blastoise available, which kind of makes it fair for the other two Kanto starters. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Venusaur today and its potential movesets you could be running. I think Venusaur, between it and Blastoise, is probably the superior option because it's a little speedier. It gets chlorophyll, so if you have Sun Up, you're like super ultra mega fast, and even a lot of most choice Scarfers won't even outspeed you. Yeah, it can run Sleep Powder, it can sweep, it can do all sorts of cool things. But anyways, let's just dive right into it and go into our first moveset. So, with the difference between the Max Grass move, Max Overgrowth, and GMax Grass Attack, whatever it's called, what's it called, Max Overgrowth, it makes grassy terrain come up for a few turns, and what grassy terrain does is it boosts your grass attack moves by, I believe, 50%. If you're already running a grassy Pokemon, like a Pokemon that brings grassy terrain up, like Rillaboom, which is super common these days, you're going to be getting a grassy terrain up anyways, just by having Rillaboom on the field. So you won't need to be running Max Overgrowth, and that is the difference between Venusaur and Blastoise, I think. Blastoise, it won't be hitting hard unless it has Rain Up, and you need to run like a Pelipper on your team to make that work. And Blastoise doesn't have much for firepower either. So that's why I think Venusaur is more viable. It does need to get the grassy terrain up, and it won't need to have grassy terrain up, like, it won't rely on it as much as Blastoise relies on rain. And you're super speedy in the sun too, so with Venusaur, I don't know why I just brought that up. But yeah, basically you want to run max special attack, max speed. And why is that? Well, in doubles you could probably spread that out a little bit better. In doubles we'll be running 264 speed. With Tailwind up, which is super common, Tailwind is a super common move in doubles, especially with all the Whimsicots running around setting up Tailwind, you'll be outspeeding a lot of things anyway. So basically the movesets I have here are Sleep Powder, Energy Ball, Sledge Bomb, and Weather Ball. And Sleep Powder, just to get things asleep, it does miss 25% of the time, so it's not the most reliable, but it does hit 75% of the time, so it's got that going for it. Energy Ball, Sledge Ball, and Weather Ball. Energy Ball, you could be running Petal Blizzard, but I don't recommend that because you'll get confused after a couple turns. You could be running Leaf Storm, but that drops your special attack every time you hit a Pokemon with it, so it's not the best. So I prefer Energy Ball. It will do more consistent damage over time. Yeah, Sludge Bomb and Weather Ball. Sludge Bomb for the poison coverage, you can maybe poison a couple things, and with Sun Up, Weather Ball turns into a 100 base power fire type move. Or if it's rainy, you get a 100 base power water type move, which is kind of crazy coming from a Venusaur. So yeah, and the next set, basically the same thing but with Earth Power. This generation allowed Venusaur to get Earth Power instead of Earthquake, so you don't need to be running some weird mix set, which is really cool for it. But yeah, basically the same thing. I'd be running Focus Sash on this in doubles because it will be a Pokemon people will see to nuke, because if you get Sun Up with like a Torkoal or something, they're gonna want to just OHKO you, and if you have Focus Sash up, they'll have to either double target you and you can Dynamax something else, or they'll think they're gonna kill you in one hit with an Airstream or something, and then they don't, and then you just knock them out with your Venusaur and some other Pokemon that you have out on the field. And that is, yeah, doubles. For singles, I still think Focus Sash is a better option, but yeah. Next set, is a full just offensive set without Focus Sash. And without Sleep Powder, you could be running Earth Power, Weather Ball, Energy Ball, and Sledge Bomb. So just full attack. You could run this with a, how I said, a Torkoal. I used the rental team in my one of my previous videos where I led with a Torkoal, and it was holding an eject pack item. When eject pack does, when you suffer a stat drop, you automatically switch out. So you take a hit with your Torkoal or something, you overheat, you do a lot of damage to a Pokemon, you automatically switch out, and the Venusaur is ready to come in and wreck them later. So yeah, I think this set, well, any of these Venusaur sets would be good with a Torkoal like that. But this one's got the most coverage and it's got Life Orb. So yeah, you could run Growth too. I'll just show you really quick. Venusaur with Growth raises attack and special attack by 1 stat each. In the Sun, it makes it by 2. So it's basically like Nasty Plotting or Swords Dancing, depending on if you want to run physical or something. So yeah, it is a great move, especially if you're in the Sun. It just kind of wastes a Sun turn, which isn't the best because since Gen 6, Weather has been nerfed down to 5 turns. Unless you got like Heat Rock on your Torkoal, but then you won't be eject packing out. So yeah, it'd be better for 6v6 to run a Torkoal with Heat Rock rather than in 3v3. But yeah, that is what Growth does. And last but probably least is this physical Venusaur set. Max attack, max speed. You need to max out that attack because you don't have the best attack. This is kind of a set I kind of came up with last minute before I tossed this video together. With Sleep Powder, Earthquake, Outrage, and Seed-Bomb. You don't get Poison Jab, you don't get Gunk Shot, so there's no Poison Stab for the physical Venusaur, unfortunately. You could run Sleep Powder, Earthquake, Outrage, and Seed-Bomb. Sleep Powder is kind of necessary because you won't be OHKOing as many things with a physical Venusaur. You could trick Grimmsnarls and stuff into setting up Light Screen on you, but then Seed-Bomb won't even be doing that much damage anyway, so it's just better to put them to sleep and maybe 2 or 3 hit KOing them based on their EV spread on their Grimmsnarl. But then that kind of gives away that you're physical and they can switch to something else to handle you. So in that case, you could run Growth instead of Sleep Powder, or even get rid of Outrage and run Growth, so you can run Sleep Powder and Growth. Focus Sash again, so you don't get OHKO'd. So again, it's a 3v3 kind of Pokemon. Because you'll see a lot of Stealth Rock in 6v6, so that kind of makes Focus Sash not as usable. You could use it as a Sleep Powder lead, and then just like try to hit things as much as you can before your Venusaur goes down. But you could do that with a special Venusaur too, and that would be better. Yeah, Sleep Powder at Growth and then try to sweep. It might be interesting for doubles because Earthquake and Growth and stuff, but again, it's more of a gimmicky set. I think physical Blastoise, if you're going to be trying to throw people off, it's better on a physical Shell Smash Blastoise than a physical Venusaur. It's kind of like running a physical Charizard. You run Swords Dance or Dragon Dance, but you got like base 78 attack or something. It's not that good. It's fun and gimmicky, but it's not going to win you that many games. So yeah, physical Venusaur is an option if you really want to, but I still think special one's better. And again, let me reiterate why I think Gigantamax Venusaur is better than Dynamax. Basically, you'll get your damage off from the other opposing Pokemon every turn. Grassy terrain's not that hard to get with Rillaboom on your team. Rillaboom is a very viable option for a team member too, even though you will be bringing 2 Pokemon with some of the same weaknesses, not as much coverage, but fake out Rillaboom with Gigantamax Venusaur or Sleep Powder Venusaur, it could be a pretty good team combination. You don't see like Heat Wave, Lava Plume that much unless you run into a Torkoal team. Well, then you don't lead with these Pokemon if you see a Torkoal. That might not be the best option because you get Follow Me, then you get Eruption in your face or something. So yeah, that won't be that fun. But yeah, that is Venusaur. Let me know what you guys think. How are you planning on running it? Did I miss anything? Am I an idiot? Is Dynamax Venusaur better than Gigantamax? Let me know. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.